Inside the Gamecocks, the show from Founders Park. It is opening day. Our celebration of Gamecock baseball continues with a very, very, very handsome gentleman. One of the best baseball coaches we've all ever been around in this state. Monte Lee joins us as he's trying to get his team ready to play here in 2024. But, man, I'm glad to have you.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be playing somebody else. I feel like we've been beating up on each other now for – the whole fall and the preseason. And, it's really exciting to be able, to run a starting lineup out there, to get a chance to see, those guys on the mound go out and compete against somebody else. And, it's also going to be a lot of fun to see the big crowd and feel the atmosphere of Founders Park on opening day. So just excited about all of it.
We, of course, are built by the Barndo Company, the BarndoCo.com, to build your dream home for as low as $160 per square foot in the Carolinas, Georgia, or Tennessee. By the way, you're the dude that would like the Barndos.
Yeah.
Like living out in the country.
Oh, yeah.
The barndominium style house. So whenever you retire, we'll hook you up with Alicia. They're big Gamecock fans. We'll hook you up with Alicia and she can build you one.
Just send me your number. I'll go ahead and give her a call and start planning for that.
I said $160 per square foot, not $160 foot. Dude, you've been in college baseball since 1995 or 4?
5. So
okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
been it
for a while.
Outside of pro ball for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Does anything ever change on opening day for you?
Well, opening day is we try to tell the players every day is important. No days are special. We really do, just because we don't want to overemphasize one day. Opening day is exciting because you get to play somebody else. There's a huge crowd. The atmosphere, the electricity in the stadium is something that you just can't prepare your guys for. It's also it's a little unnerving just because it's opening day, and you haven't settled into that routine of game day. You haven't settled into that routine of the lineup and who's going to pitch out of the pen for you, and you're just not settled. I think that's maybe the best way to say it. Me personally, I'm completely fine. I've always been a believer, and probably just through experience, that less is more. When you run into that opening day stress of, man, have I done this? Have I done that? Am I ready for this? Am I ready for that? I just try to do less. I think that's kind of the key for me, to keep me grounded, keep me even keel. I'm going to be super loose, try to be the best cheerleader I can be, because it's all about the players. I mean, again, they've put in all this hard work. There should be nothing serious about today, because they have been serious all year trying to prep for this. We just want them to be loose, have a lot of fun, and compete, and really just try to do less. Just go have fun and compete.
I've known you since I was since after my dad died, when I was your little bat boy. I've known Monte a long time, and one of the things that when you talk to anybody in the baseball community, and I know you don't like to talk about yourself. That's our job. We have to do that. But one of the things that that is always so impressive when you talk about Monte is that how he cares about people, and the players say that. You talk to any of these guys out here, I don't know if you know everything they say behind your back or not, but anytime we ever talk to them, they're like, man, I love Monte. He cares about me. He can't wait to be at the ballpark and help me get better, and this, that, and the other. With all that said, one of the things, I feel like you're one of the luckier dudes out there, because you played for Ralph Civiteri. You've coached with Tim Wallace. You've coached with Ray Tanner. I mean, you've got this arsenal of people that that has helped kind of mold you. And it's really unique how you have taken that and turned into this baseball coach, and you give it all back every day out here. Do you ever think about all those guys and what they've given you in baseball?
I do. I mean, I think that, as a coach, I think we lead players by serving players. I mean, I think that it's, you lead through servitude. I think that if you choose to be a coach, your responsibility is to serve the players first and foremost, and do everything you can to put them in a position to be successful and make sure they have a great experience. So I've always tried to lead that way. I lead through service. And I probably learned that just over the years, just being around great people and great coaches. You mentioned Ralph Sibiteri. Like, nobody loved his players more than Ralph. And anybody that ever played for Ralph will tell you that. I mean, I think one of the reasons I had a successful career was because I felt like Ralph had my back. Ralph loved me. Ralph would never put any pressure on us. It was just about going out there and having fun and competing. And if you went 0 for 4 with 3 punch outs, he was going to be the same guy. He was going to be the same loving coach that was going to put his arm around you and kiss you on the cheek, because he was that loving Italian, emotional guy that he is, and he's still that way. I mean, to this day. So I took a lot from that. He stuck with us. That was one thing that I learned from Ralph. It's like, hey man, if you believe in guys, stick with them. And I've done that as a coach. Like, I feel like I've always tried to stick with the players, even when they're going through hard times, because this game is freaking hard. Tim Wallace is a master communicator, a master baseball mind, has won, north of 1,000 games, is in the Hall of Fame. Learned a lot about communication and how to communicate with players through him. And I mean, look, I worked for Ray Tanner too. I mean, that's about as good as it gets, and just learned so much from Coach Tanner about how to manage a team, how to manage a coaching staff. He gave us as coaches all the freedom in the world to do our jobs. He didn't micromanage us, but he expected a lot out of us. And so I've learned so many lessons from the people that I've played for and that I've worked with. I've always been a growth mindset guy, so I've always tried to listen and learn from people and from players. I like to ask the players a lot of questions so I can get to know them. But ultimately, it's about the relationships more than anything else. You want to have great relationships with your players, while they play for you, and once they're done playing for you too.
I mean, guys like Smoke. When Justin Smoke gives all the credit to Monte for helping him become the player that he became, the guy who went on and did what he did in the big leagues. I mean, it's really neat. Again, I know you don't like being peppered like that, but it's all true. The one thing that I don't know though, what's true, I've seen Coach Sib get thrown out of some ball games. Now I've seen you get thrown out of some ball games too. Mm-hmm. Who got what was better, when he lost it, or maybe like that time that you lost it up at Coastal? Like, you've got something to compare to.
I mean, I've got a handful of ejections, and I would say that of all of my ejections, I'm not very proud of my ejections, because typically when I got ejected was because I just completely lost control and lost my cool. So I always try to remain as much in control of my emotions as I can. Sometimes those emotions, because we're all intense competitors, come out in those heated moments, in those high leverage moments, when a call doesn't go your way. But, I would say that when I've been ejected, it typically didn't work well for us. I try to let the umpire do his job. He's got one of the hardest jobs in the ballpark. Everybody's on the umpire, so I respect umpires for the work that they put in and how hard their jobs are. But there's definitely some things when it comes to ejections that can be pretty dang funny when you look back at them. But I would say, all in all, just for me personally, when I've been ejected, it wasn't anything that I was proud of, or anything that resulted in something good for the team.
I think when Coach Sibiteri wanted to get ejected, he just went out and did it. And he went out there with a plan.
Yeah.
Well, King was telling us the other day, the magic word to get tossed is YOU. He said, you can say that sucks or this sucks or whatever, but if you say you suck, you're gone. Final one, and we'll get you out of here. You're about to take BP, as we can see here. This uniform here, that hat. Mm-hmm. What's it mean to you?
Well, it means an awful lot to me. I mean, it really is a special place to me. Look, I grew up 30 minutes from here. As a child, my first experiences in athletics, going to athletic contests, going to Gamecock football games, basketball games, baseball games. It was a dream come true when Coach Tanner gave me an opportunity to coach here. Back in the summer of 2002. It was like a dream come true. So it all kind of started here for me. My career, I started at SMC, but to get an opportunity at a young age to coach at South Carolina, set me up for, a career in this game that I always dreamed of and envisioned. And, I can't be grateful enough for the opportunity that the University of South Carolina has given me to kickstart my career. But then also, look, I went through some adversity. And like a lot of coaches, and got let go and was looking for an opportunity and didn't know exactly what route I was going to go. And then, all of a sudden, here comes Mark Kingston who I'm incredibly grateful to Mark as well for giving me the opportunity to come back to South Carolina and treating me the way that he treats me. I mean, he gives me so much latitude to do my job and to be myself. And I think we work very, very well together. So, there's just been two opportunities that have come along for me here at South Carolina from two men. I can't, I'm indebted to them and grateful for the opportunity. So I love wearing the garnet and black and love everything that South Carolina baseball represents, and just so happy to be a part of it.
Man, I'm glad to see you today. Can't wait to watch your guys play. Is Erin going to be here today?
She will not. She's
okay.
Busy. So the girls are going to come up. So I'm excited about seeing them. They'll be here. They'll be here closer to game time.
Three girls. Girls.
Yeah.
I've only got two, so I don't know how you're still alive. That's good to see. I guess I've got a little bit of a future left. Monte, thanks, man. Really proud of you and glad to have you in here. Can't wait to watch you play today, and we'll certainly get you back on here pretty soon.
All right, I appreciate it.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, man.